Graphing inequalities. If you have the letter x, x is any number. It could be a decimal, it could be a fraction, it could be a whole number, it could be positive, it could be negative, it could be odd, it could be even, it could be anything. So let's graph x. Since we don't know what x is, we're going to graph all of the numbers. Your graph is what x could be, which could be anything. So I have a number line, and I'm thinking to myself, what could x be? X could be -7. It could be -6. So I'm going to put a dot on it. If it could be -6, I'm going to graph it, color it in. X could be -5, color it in. It could be -4, -3, -2, just keep coloring them in. It could be -1. It could be 0. It could be 1, 2, 3. It could be 4. Put a dot on it. 5, 6, 7. What else could it be, though? Those are just the integers. What about all the decimals and the fractions? Right? It could be -6.5. It could be -5.1. It could be -4.7. It could be -3 3/4. It could be -2.5. It could be -1.8. It could be 0.2. -0.2, 0.2, 1.3, 2.7, 3.9, 4.6. It could be anything. Yeah, all these decimals. It could be all these decimals and all these integers. But hey, it doesn't just stop there just because I happen to draw from -7 to +7. What about -50? So I'm going to put a big arrow going to less than, yep, all of those numbers to the left. I'm going to put a big arrow to the right saying, yep, all those numbers to the right, because it could be 1,000.8. It could be anything. So I've graphed all the numbers that x could be. Now this is the less than symbol, so I'm telling you that x could be any number, but I'm qualifying it with is any number that is less than. Any number less than, in this case, 7. So I'm going to graph any number that is less than 7. I'm going to graph any number that is less than 7 so I get a number line. I'm saying, okay, this says to graph any number that is less than 7. What is a number that is less than 7? 1 is less than 7. Put a dot on it. 2 is less than 7. Put a dot on it. 3 is less than 7. Put a dot on it. 4 is less than 7. Put a dot on it. 5 is less than 7. Put a dot on it. 6 is less than 7. Put a dot on it. Now what about 7? 7 less than 7. It is not, so I cannot put a dot on it. But it seems like an important number. It is listed in the question. It's what we will call the critical value. So we cannot put a dot on it. I do not want 7, but I do want to kind of mention it. So I'm just going to put a big circle, like no shirt, no shoes, no service, no 7, no coloring it in. But I put a big circle around it, just so I can point to what the critical value is. So let's get back to business here. What are all of the numbers that are less than 7? Because I can't just graph some of them, I have to graph all of them. That means I need all of the decimals, 1.3, 1.7, 1.269, 2.1428, 3.76, 4.5, 5.9. I even need 6.99999. I mean all the way up to 7, but not including 7. That's still not all of the numbers that are less than 7. I mean, -20 is less than 7, and I don't have a dot on that. So I need to put a big arrow pointing to the left that says, yeah, all those numbers to the left, they're less than 7 also. This is my graph of x less than 7.